Oh, it's your boy Despop. Welcome to this Friday edition of Dumb Cops. Today we're going to venture into my old stomping grounds up in the Northeast. But before we get started, my rules. Follow these accounts, have fun, or f*** off. Let's roll right into this first video from the Tim Pool Show, a Timcast.
All hell broke out in Boston as police cruiser torched in premeditated attack on cops. The president of Boston's Police Patrolmen's Association has responded after a violent mob of over 100 people unleashed chaos in Boston streets, torching a police cruiser and pelting officers with fireworks cones and poles in what witnesses called a riot-like assault on law enforcement. Here's video.
A Boston police cruiser repeatedly hit with fireworks and set on fire. Investigators say dozens of people were involved overnight in what they're calling a targeted attack. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken McLeod. Tonight, 2 people are in custody. And as WBZ's Paul Burton shows us, this wasn't the only incident locally involving a large crowd attacking officers.
I am witnessing, you are witnessing, I am commenting on. In Chicago, they completely disregard law enforcement authority. Don't care. In Boston, these aren't politically motivated attacks. These are people setting fire to a police cruiser and attacking cops. Here's more of the video.
Officers approached the scene. They were met by a group, a pretty large group, over 100 people, and some of the individuals in the group started to throw cones, poles, and other objects at the officers in the vehicle.
And the cops don't do anything about it.
Repeatedly hit with fireworks as officers got out to chase down the suspects. Boston Fire Department was able to extinguish the burning police cruiser, but it was a total loss, both from Rhode Island.
The outside individuals who came into our city to cause disorder and brought dangerous illegal behavior here will be prosecuted.
It's an absolute shame. Honestly, an absolute shame. That was my favorite fucking city in the country, my favorite police department in the country. I didn't work for Boston. I worked less than 45 minutes south of Boston. But as a homicide detective, you did a lot of work with other agencies. I remember we had a triple murderer from Boston came down to my city, 2 separate occasions. Killed 2 people one time, killed a single person, actually a cop's nephew the second time. And that required us doing a lot of work with Boston. Now, that wasn't my case, but I was very familiar with it. I was very good friends with the guy that closed it. Excellent detective. But we were constantly up at Boston PD. We were constantly in their city looking for people, suspects, witnesses, what have you. And that department was 100% legit. And I can't even say that for all of Massachusetts. In fact, the worst fucking police department in the entire fucking world, in my honest opinion, is Mass State Police. Those guys absolutely fucking suck. Total retards. And if any of you are familiar with the Karen Reed case, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, I didn't really follow the case the first time around, but every fucking time I read a headline about what MSP did in that case, I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. But getting back to this here in Boston, part of the video I wanted to point out was where they stated there were 2 arrests. 2, this was a street takeover. And this wasn't even ICE related or Antifa related. This was just one of those fucking close down the fucking road street racing type fucking things. And there were 2 arrests. 2. And as you heard the mayor said, they were from outside the city. Is this that some sort of fucking qualifier? I had a very progressive piece of shit mayor and a fucking commissioner in my city. They did the same thing all the time. We had our BLM riots during the summer of fucking love. And they couldn't wait to get to the podium to state that all the people arrested were from outside the city. As if that's some sort of qualifier. Like that means anything. The thing that matters is they chose to do it in your city. Because they know you're fucking weak. They know they're not going to face serious fucking consequences. And out of all the people that should have been arrested that night, you chose to arrest 2 kids from Rhode Island, right? Because you got a fucking puppet working for you. But back when you had a real chief and commissioner, back when Bill Gross was in charge, here's how the headline would have read from this night. It would have read, 50 arrested, all 50 recovering in the hospital. Headline might have also read, 48 from Mattapan, 2 from Rhode Island. Which would have taken away your fucking argument. But no, you only chose to arrest 2. Your hand chose the fucking 2. What is this, so you can blame a different state? What is this, a fucking turf war now? Shut the fuck up. They did it in your city because your city is now a joke. What is the oldest police department in U.S. history has now been turned into a joke because of you, you vile hooah. And we'll finish, as we always do, with a timeline cleanse. Gotta love Sheriff Grady Judd. Thank you, American AF. Happy weekend, bitches.
sympathy for that man. Zero. You guys shot this guy 68 times. And when the media asked you, why shoot him 68 times? Your answer was, we ran out of bullets. We would have shot him more.
This guy shot and killed our canine, shot and killed our canine handler, shot the backup deputy, then took the dead canine handler's firearm, ran into the woods. City police came to back us up, shot at 2 of them and happened to miss them. Well, the next day, we had the area surrounded. The next morning, when we had daylight, we had a SWAT team walk shoulder to shoulder through this wooded area in order to find him. What do you think's going to happen? You're going to get shot. A lot. You're going to get shot so much you can read the Sunday New York Times through you. And that's what happened.
Get him, Jay.
I'm not a cop.
You got DP'd.